Today we're going to talk about the design elements of fonts. This is a very important decision that you'll be making with your graphic designs and is not to be taken lightly. The easiest way to use fonts is to create a concordant relationship, which is basically you choose one font family and then vary it by using standard text, italics, and bold. The next way to think about using text is a contrasting relationship, where you combine distinctly different fonts to draw the eye to certain elements. However, this is pretty dangerous because it's really easy to cause conflicting relationships if the fonts that you choose are so similar that they look kind of right and kind of wrong and create a strange feeling in the viewer. Let's talk about the different types of fonts in the world. The first is old style, which were based on hand lettering of scribes. The strokes will vary from thick to thin and are used extensively in body copying. The modern category creates thinner fonts with horizontal serifs. It's mechanical in its variation of thick to thin. It's cold and elegant and creates a striking appearance when set very large. The slab serif fonts have little or no thick to thin variance. They use a flat serif. They're very easy to read and create a clean and straightforward look. Sans serif fonts have no variation between thick and thin, making them mono-weight, and have a wide variety of weights from light to extra black. Script are calligraphic pen style fonts. You should use these sparingly and don't use them ever in text because they're very difficult to read. However, they can be stunning when set very large. And then last we have decorative fonts, which are fun, distinctive, unique. You should use them sparingly, but in motion graphics they can be a really important part of telling your story. Let's talk about sort of principles that we can use when using fonts. First is size, using different weights, creating a structure by mixing fonts together. Form is the decision to use either uppercase or lowercase or a combination of the two. The most easy thing to read is an uppercase on the first letter and lowercase that follows each word. Direction, alignment, is an important way to think about how we will see the fonts and read them. Think about color and how it affects us. You know, in the top object we see that color red first, and that's very legible, where the dominance is almost illegible. Where in the lower example, dominance is the first thing we read, and then we look at color. When we're thinking about fonts, let's talk about the process of doing it, right? So start with a focal point. Where do you want your eye to go first? Then you want to group your information logically. Think about the power of proximity. With this example, we read the headline first, and then we choose one of the two sub-headlines on the left or right, and then we would then follow down that column vertically based on the one that we choose. Think about creating and maintaining a strong alignment in this process. Think about creating repetition in your design to create a better sense of unity. Don't be afraid to use strong contrast. So fonts are really important. You need to put a lot of time in thinking about how you want to use them and how they will help tell your story.